Warrior, Sunday, September 8th, 2024, and I was just reading a very kind of lost in the weeds, as they say, nondescript periodical, actually, and it raised the alarm. Well, thank you, China, because China has announced just a couple of days ago that Americans will no longer be able to adopt Chinese babies or Chinese children. Now, I say thank you, China, because what's wrong with adopting American children? We certainly have a crisis in America with American children. We certainly have, I mean, I'm sure you've seen those commercials, they're heartbreaking, where they show older kids. There's actually one running right now where it's a teen boy who's been adopted. So I ask you, what is wrong with adopting American kids? Now, according to the statement put out by China, it was announced that American families and couples are heartbroken because they have been waiting years to visit China and allowed to adopt that little girl or boy. And now they are in flux. Thousands of families. Can you imagine if those thousands of families were adopting vulnerable American children? Perhaps from teenagers who want to have their babies but want to give them to a loving family. Perhaps from a woman who just can't take care of a baby. Whatever the situation is, I find this abominable. I really do. And you know, nobody's talking about this. A couple of years ago, it was also announced that Russia said 2021, we will no longer allow Americans to adopt Russian babies. And I've known plenty of people over the years who would wait years thinking we're going over to Russia, we're adopting a baby, coming home empty-handed. This went on and on for years. Now the same thing with China. I'm getting back to, why isn't anybody talking about adopting American children? Thousands upon thousands are unwanted. These are the children we should be taking care of, adopting our own within America. I can't figure out, as an American, why you would not want to adopt in your own country. Why, you know, I'm just going to throw this out there. I think probably when I started seeing this, I'm in New York City, it became kind of a cool thing. We'll adopt from another country. And a lot was, I want to say I started really seeing this maybe in the 90s, a lot of couples adopting Asian babies, because I would see them on the streets. I would see them around or coming out of schools. I would see the parents picking them up. And that's almost like an accessory, right? And then we went through, well, I do digress here. We had the white couples adopting the children of color, the black children. Again, I almost say as an accessory. Perhaps not. I'm going to stick with my story right now with China. Just to let you know, I'm kind of up in arms about this. First of all, the push should be on our American children, on keeping them within our own country, with giving them a loving home, giving them all the resources we can to build them into strong adults, strong Americans. So I can't figure it out. But I say thank you, China. Thank you, because the work we do at the Warriors, there are so many kids vulnerable that need a loving home. There are so many unwanted babies. There are so many women, for whatever reason, cannot take care of a child. And this would be such an excellent opportunity if we could have some sort of mission and vision around this to get this going in the United States. But certainly, the fact that foreign media is where I found this, and this just occurred with China announcing no more Americans here, no more of our babies going over there, something that should be talked about, right? Should be part of the mainstream in the cable news, yet we're not talking about it. I want to thank you. Thank you for all of we had a very good week at the Warriors for your donations. We've had everything from gently used clothing to brand new toothbrushes, toothpaste. Always we have donations, things that people need, survivors need, vulnerable women with families need. So I want to thank you for that. Always subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, because we're learning that many people have been contacting me in the last 2 weeks, especially saying for some reason they are unsubscribed when they know they have subscribed. And I also want to say, please follow us. Please like the videos. I have no shame. I want to build community. After all, our hashtag at The Warriors is community creates change. I want to get this kind of information out into the public, because if what you just heard about the adoption or lack of adoption now of Americans, going to China, picking up these children, maybe we can get something going here in America, maybe in your hometown, my hometown of New York City, while all the chaos ensues. It just takes one of you to be a warrior. So our hashtag, again, is Community Creates Change. Please follow us on all of our other socials, as I put that in parentheses, in Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're Lynn's Warriors all over the place. And thank you for listening. We could not do our work without you. But let's think about this. And I'll have some information in the body of the video on some stats and studies about these adoptions. But it's high time we adopt American children. Remember, each and every day, get up and go out and be a warrior.